We're here in LA sitting with Big Wiz, Starboy, Wizkid himself. Wizkid, how you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you, man?
London, are you ready?
I think like music is Africa. Music is from Africa for me, because right from when we didn't even have instruments, people just be on like the decks or whatever and just make music, create music.
So you've talked about wanting to change the global perception of both Nigeria and Africa. Tell us about that.
No one has been able to take it there and show real Africa and show like what it's about, because there's so much beautiful things in Africa. Africa is so beautiful, and that's what I'm trying to do with my music now.
Without talking about Essence, the song of the summer, you couldn't get on Instagram, you couldn't listen to the radio, you really couldn't go anywhere without hearing it. Congrats on the song just going platinum.
Everybody's the same. No one loves you like that. No one wants you the same.
When you made the song, could you have ever imagined that it would be this global?
Yeah, I knew it was a magical record. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I knew it was a very, very dope record, bro.
Every once in a while, a star rises, not because he talks the loudest, but because his work speaks for itself. In a world obsessed with hype, self-promotion, and controversy, Wizkid did something different. He conquered the world, quietly. No scandals, no gimmicks, just rhythm, culture, and confidence that didn't need words. Today, we're breaking down how Wizkid, a boy from Surulere, Lagos, went from recording in small studios to performing on the biggest global stages, earning Grammy nominations, and redefining African music. This is how he conquered the world without saying a word. Before the glitz, before Starboy, there was Ayodeji Ibrahim Balogun. Born on July 16, 1990, in Surulere, Lagos, Wizkid grew up in a large family with 12 sisters and a father who had 3 wives. Life wasn't luxurious. He lived in a modest home, surrounded by the chaos, music, and hustle of Lagos, a city where dreams are born in the noise of traffic and the rhythm of drums. At just 11 years old, Wizkid formed a small music group called The Glorious Five, performing gospel songs at his local church. They recorded 1 album, sold it to family and friends, and that was it. But for young Ayodeji, it wasn't about fame, it was about expression. Even then, he understood something powerful. You don't have to shout to be heard, you just have to connect. Wizkid's early influences included King Sunny Ade, Bob Marley, and Fela Kuti, legends who understood rhythm and message. He absorbed those sounds and started shaping his own. At 15, Wizkid started sneaking into recording studios, trying to learn production, watching older artists record, and quietly dreaming of his chance. In 2009, he signed to Empire Mates Entertainment, EME, run by Banky W, a big move that would change his life. His breakout came in 2011 with the single Holla at Your Boy from his debut album, Superstar.
If you see me drive by, I like your more. I got my swag, I like your more. I pop my bottle, I like your more.
It was fresh, youthful, and catchy, a song that introduced a new sound, a blend of Afrobeat, R&B, and pop, wrapped in smooth charisma. But more than that, Wizkid brought attitude. He wasn't flashy, he was confident. He had that quiet star quality, like the kind that didn't need validation. The album Superstar swept awards and dominated Nigerian airwaves. Wizkid had arrived, but instead of rushing to become international, he focused on owning his space at home first. Most artists chase fame abroad immediately. Wizkid didn't. He built his empire in Africa first. Songs like Tease Me,
Tease me, tease me, tease me, tease me, baby. Please me, please me, please me, please.
Don't Dull,
Say sitting in the corner. You're in Dolce & Gabbana. I want boys done hammer.
and Pakurumo made him a household name. He performed across Africa, toured non-stop, and collaborated with the continent's best. This stage of his career was about foundation. Wizkid learned the industry, how to manage fame, build a brand, and understand audiences. By 2014, he released his second studio album, Ayo, featuring the international hit Jaye Jaye with Femi Kuti.
Say my people, it is a beautiful story, na na na. See I fought through defeat.
It was more mature, more confident, and deeply Nigerian. He was setting up a base strong enough to carry him beyond borders, because when the world came calling, he wanted to be ready. 2016 changed everything. Drake, one of the biggest artists on the planet, collaborated with Wizkid on One Dance.
That's why I need a one dance. Got a Hennessy in my hand. One more time before I go.
The song became a global sensation, topping charts in more than a dozen countries and holding the number one spot on the Billboard Hot 100 for 10 weeks. For the first time, millions of listeners around the world were dancing to Afrobeats, even if they didn't know it yet. Wizkid's silky voice, layered over tropical rhythms, made the track timeless. This was the moment Afrobeats crossed the Atlantic. But here's the thing, Wizkid didn't scream about it. He didn't flood social media. He let the song speak, and the world listened. After One Dance, Wizkid dropped Come Closer featuring Drake again.
Baby, come closer, yeah, yeah.
Proving it wasn't luck. He had officially entered global consciousness. In 2020, Wizkid released Made in Lagos, his most refined and mature album yet. It wasn't just music, it was a statement, a celebration of where he came from. The album featured Tems, Skepta, Burna Boy, Damian Marley, and others. But the standout was Essence featuring Tems, a smooth, hypnotic track that became a summer anthem worldwide.
Everybody's the same. No one loves you like this. No one wants you the same way.
For the first time, a Nigerian song charted on the Billboard Hot 100, and the remix with Justin Bieber pushed it even further. It became the soundtrack for a new generation of African music fans.
You don't need no other body. Everybody's the same.
But Wizkid wasn't just selling music, he was selling a vibe. Made in Lagos felt luxurious, calm, confident, like he had nothing left to prove. That's what happens when an artist knows exactly who he is. Beyond music, Wizkid built Starboy Entertainment, his own label. He wasn't just an artist anymore, he was a movement. Under Starboy, he helped shine light on other artists and producers, turning the spotlight away from himself and toward the future of Afrobeats. He partnered with Nike for limited edition jerseys, worked with Puma on global campaigns, and became a front-row figure in global fashion. But again, it wasn't loud. He didn't announce every deal or make dramatic press tours. Wizkid let his achievements speak through visuals, music videos, and culture. Every photo, every outfit, every performance looked intentional. He was living the life of a silent global mogul, an African artist commanding global respect without begging for attention. Wizkid's collaborations read like a global playlist. Drake, Beyonce, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Skepta, Future, Ty Dolla $ign, and more. On Beyonce's Brown Skin Girl, his verse was poetic, emotional, and unforgettable.
Remember what mama told me, brown skin girl, your skin just like pearl.
The song won a Grammy, giving Wizkid his first. But again, he didn't make noise about it. He celebrated quietly and moved on to the next thing. He understood something many artists don't. That constant noise can drown your art. Instead of chasing trends, he created them. He made the world come to him, not the other way around. Part of Wizkid's appeal is mystery. He rarely gives interviews. He speaks through his music, fashion, and energy. When he walks into a room, you feel presence without performance. That subtle confidence, that calm energy, became part of his brand. He fused African prints with high-fashion streetwear, creating a visual identity that felt global but rooted. It wasn't about designer labels, it was about style and grace. Even his nickname, Starboy, reflects that understated glow. Not loud like king or boss, just quietly bright. From Superstar to Made in Lagos to More Love, Less Ego, you can see Wizkid's evolution. Each album feels like a chapter, less about proving himself and more about refining his sound. His 2022 album More Love, Less Ego explored deeper emotions, Afrofusion, and world music influences. It showed growth, maturity, and perspective. While other artists chase virality, Wizkid chases timelessness. That's what keeps him relevant. His music ages well, his brand never feels forced, and that's exactly how you conquer quietly. You don't chase the moment, you create something that lasts beyond it. Wizkid didn't just win for himself, he opened the gates for a generation. Before him, African music was often sidelined. After him, it's mainstream. Artists like Burna Boy, Rema, Thames, Aerostar, and Asaki now dominate global charts. And every one of them, directly or indirectly, benefited from the groundwork Wizkid laid. He gave Afrobeats global respect, showing that African artists don't need to imitate anyone. They can stay authentic and still reach stadiums in London, Paris, and New York. In 2022, he became the first African artist to headline and sell out the O2 Arena in London for 3 nights straight. No big speeches, no dramatic moments, just music, fans, and love. That's the kind of quiet power only real legends have. Another reason, Wizkid's silence feels powerful. He guards his personal life carefully. In an era where everyone overshares, Wizkid stays private. Yes, fans know he's a father of 5, and there have been headlines about relationships, but he rarely engages. He chooses calm over chaos. He's often seen spending time with his kids, especially his first son Bol Watif, emphasizing family over fame. That low-profile lifestyle gives his career longevity, because he's not burning out in the spotlight. Wizkid's journey from a small studio in Surulere to global domination proves that silence can be louder than any speech. When your art is rooted in authenticity and consistency, the world eventually tunes in. He's more than an artist. He's a lesson in how to move with grace, how to lead with culture, and how to win without chaos. So next time you see Wizkid performing on stage, surrounded by lights and thousands of fans singing his lyrics word for word, remember, this is the story of a man who didn't need to say a word to be heard across the planet. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below. What's your favorite Wizkid moment or song? Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes silence is the loudest sound in the world.